nice young greens here. I'll show you how I know that's a mustard. But this right here is the same plant, and you can see those blossoms. The flower will always be able to tell you what kind of plant it is. That 4-petal flower, they're mostly yellow. For the most part, they're yellow. But I have seen some bluish purple ones, which are outstanding, one of my favorites. Now this is nice right here. So also got Plantain. I know people call it Plantain, but I just don't get why they call it Plantain, because Plantain is like a banana. This is Plantain because it comes from the mountain. I don't know if that's really accurate or not, but I like to call it Plantain. This is another sourdock right here, and I just don't love this one. Not as much as the other version that we have here. This one's okay, but we'll take a couple. Take a couple of those leaves, since it's just starting to come up. Well, I thought the asparagus would be done by this week, but as you can see, it's still producing. Like even that one's still gonna work. There's a great one right there. A little one right here. And then got 2 good ones right there. And I only harvest from where it breaks off easy. So if you grab it and it doesn't break off, like it just bends, it's too old. And these, of course, have already gone to seed, so I haven't restricted its growth, which is nice. I like to just keep the plant propagating. But yeah, the plant's doing really well. It's producing a lot of food still. I didn't think I was going to find anything this late, but yeah, it's still producing. So awesome. 3 weeks of production, not bad. I think we'll also take some of this cleaver. It's really young, so that's good. Let's see a couple good samples of it here. The cleaver is okay. It's not got a lot of flavor. And when you grab it, it's kind of like Velcro, like it sticks to your hands. And just as you might think, yeah, when it's going down your throat, it kind of likes to just hang on. So I don't love it, but cooking it is, of course, helpful. It helps that. So we'll take a few of them because, you know, variety is always good. All right, so this is the sourdock that I actually like. The other one, I got a couple of those, and they're okay, but this one is outstanding. It does have like a very lemony flavor to it. I've had it before. I've shown it to you before. But yeah, I love these with the longer leaves versus, well, let's see, I don't have those with me, but I put those in the car already. But yeah, these are terrific. I really like these. The flavor's great. And it kind of has like an appetite suppressant in it. Or, well, I don't know if that's true or not, but every time that I've tried it, like I don't feel hungry afterwards. It's, even if it's not a lot. So it's kind of a good plant to know. So today we have, starting on the right, we've got the mustard greens, sourdock, the one I like, asparagus, and we've got the other sourdock, which I'm not a huge fan, but you know, give it a try. Then we've got dandelion greens, plantain leaves, and cleaver, or bed straw, whatever you want to call it. So today we've got quite a bit. Oh, you know what? Well, I also caught this guy right here. Caught him just a little while ago. Pretty good size. Let's see, I don't know, I'd say he's like, close to 20 inches. And I'm going to show you how to cook this guy up too. And get going. Alright, first thing we need to do is clean it. So, turn back here. Again, one nice thing about a razor knife is just is handy for a lot of different things. Come back up here, cut out that fin, cut out that fin. Cut around that tongue area. It's a little bit easier on some of the smaller fish, but it still works. Alright, looks like a female. Looks like she's gonna get started on some, or she was gonna get started on some eggs. Now she's dinner. Alright. This. And bring in the back. Get rid of all of that blood. Save the head later. But one thing that we do want to do is prepare the skin first. And there's lots of ways to cook fish, but I'm going to show you a couple good ways to try to get the most out of it. One skin with a little bit of belly meat on it. Save that. Cut right down that backbone. Doesn't matter if you don't get all of it, because it's all going to get used anyway. Alright, got one little fillet done. Looks nice. You might be thinking, oh, well, he didn't scale it. Yeah, I didn't. And it's probably going to be fine. These trout scales are just kind of little guys anyway. If it were a carp, yeah, that would be a problem. But these little guys, that's not so bad. Alright, got another skin. Now, alright, another fillet. I could have done better with that. There's still quite a bit on there, but that's okay. It all gets eaten no matter what. Alright. Now, first thing we want to do is eat the skin. Alright, got a little oil in there. Test it. Oh, yep. That looks ready. Nice and hot. Let's leave that in there. Take our fish here. Oh yeah. Alright, take our fish skins. Put those in there. It's dried up. Plantain leaf. Good. Gonna let that get nice and crispy. Alright, now we're gonna add a little salt. A little salt to those skins. There we go. And slide those up here a little bit. And strain. Nice and crispy. There we go. Oh, that one's perfect. This one's still a little soft. That's okay. Throw in the asparagus. A little bit of water. The water is going to soften those asparagus up for us. Just a little bit. You know, I was thinking there are, like, when you consider how much area it requires to survive, I would consider that, depending on the area that you live, but in most cases, about 1 square mile can sustain a family. I don't know about indefinitely, but probably indefinitely. Now, if you own the property and you can cultivate on it, that's different. You can sustain that for a very long time on a very small piece. I would say even as small as, maybe 5 or 10 acres. Fish to it. Look at how beautiful the color of that fish is. Oh my. Just so pretty. Like, look at the color of that meat. That's pretty incredible stuff. I'm just gonna add a little salt. I'm going to try to crisp up each of those pieces, get them nice and crispy, and hopefully it stays together instead of falling apart. I guess we'll see. But fish tends to, of course, kind of flake off, fall apart. I'm going to try to keep that temperature high enough so that it crisps instead of falls apart. Alright, that looks like it's about ready for us. So, take our greens, put those on our plate. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, but that's a rock. It's not a plate. Well, it's a plate today. And it crisped up a little bit. Must have had the temperature just right, because those all just kind of held together. Got these little crispies over here. Might as well get some of those on there too. Alright. Got our meal ready for us. I'll let you try these skins. That's pretty good. It doesn't have a strong fishy flavor. Kind of like a pork rind, but the slight fish flavor to it. Now for the little fish nuggets. Those are good. Now you might be thinking, what about the bones? Because there's bones in it. And yes, there are bones in it, but they crunch up really easy. It's just not a big deal. The asparagus. Of course, it's always awesome. This is a really excellent meal. I mean, just excellent. Oh man. And the fish doesn't have like a fishy flavor. The oil kind of takes that out of it. The asparagus still stay a little bit crispy. You wouldn't consider this a survival meal. Like you would consider this like a restaurant meal. It's that good.